Love him or hate him, Joe Rogan is dominating social media. You want to know why? Well, today we're going to get into that. If you're a business owner, you found the right spot. Today we're going to be talking about what you can learn as a business owner from Joe Rogan on his YouTube channel that you can incorporate into your videos to absolutely destroy it, build a legacy brand, increase your revenue, and get a whole lot more views and subscribers. Sound good? I bet it does. Let's get into it. All right, you guys, I have broken this down into two segments today. We're going to be talking about content strategy first, and then we're going to be talking about a super secret segment that Joe Rogan puts into place that allows him to be massively successful among a worldwide audience. So if you guys are here and you want to learn how to grow your business with social media, you found the right place. The things that Joe Rogan does in his content strategy that you guys should be incorporating into your videos as well. Number one, Joe Rogan has a 2.5 second branded logo at the beginning of every video. Now, here's the thing, and you've all seen it. It's the welcome to the Joe Rogan podcast, whatever.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
I'm not that great at it.
Finally, we agree on something.
He does not spend an enormous amount of time doing this whole highlight reel of his career, all of the accolades that he has. It's literally 2.5 seconds. You want to know why you do something for 2.5 seconds? Because it doesn't give the audience member any time to do the double tap on the screen to fast forward over that segment. It's fast enough to keep people engaged in the content. Now, the next thing that Joe does is he jumps straight into the content. So after his branded intro, Joe jumps straight into the content. And now there's a couple reasons for this. Number one, Joe Rogan is hosting a podcast. He doesn't set his stuff up for YouTube. He sets it up for the podcast. And we know that going in. Joe Rogan obviously is a world-renowned figure. He's massive. He has an audience built in just because he is famous. He's an A-list celebrity. But you can incorporate this into your channel as well. Jump straight into the content. We live in a TikTok age, you guys. The TikTok age has created a massive amount of impatience in people.
Would you hurry up?
People don't want the intros anymore. They don't want to hear what you had for lunch. They don't want to hear the, hey guys, welcome to my channel. Make sure to hit that like, comment, subscribe. They want to get to the meat and potatoes of your content. They want the value. The faster you can get to the value, the more likely it is that they're going to stick with you and watch more of your content. And then binge watch your content. Don't waste time, everybody. People who are impatient are going to leave. There are so many other things they can click on. You have to get to the content ASAP. Number three, and this isn't crucial, but it does lend to his credibility. He has a professional studio. Now, if you look around in my room, I have somewhat of a professional studio as well. I've got sound panels, I've got microphones, I've got clout and credibility over here. These all lend to my credibility as a YouTube consultant. I have grown multiple YouTube channels. I know how to grow YouTube channels. And so as you're watching this, the perception is, oh, Scott knows what he's doing. Little do you know, I actually do know what I'm doing. My point is that the studio setup can actually lead to credibility. If you're doing talking head style content where you're sitting in a studio, there's going to be a perception that is formed by your audience by the things that are in your background. So if it's too cluttered, people are going to form the perception that you might be a hoarder or that you are disorganized. If everything is whitewashed, it's going to give people a certain feeling. If you have a skateboard on your wall, it's going to associate you with cool and awesome. I should have a skateboard on my wall. Dang it. Can't believe I forgot about that. The point is that your background should tell a story and it should engage people. It should attract people to you based off of how you want them to perceive you. So keep that in mind. Number four, thumbnails and titles, you guys, are super important. Joe has a spectacular title game going on. His thumbnails could probably use some improvement, but at the same time, people become so used to them now that it doesn't really matter as much. His thumbnails, though, engage the audience because they're referring to topics that are high interest. Joe uses a method called trend jacking in his content, meaning he's commenting on current events, things that are popular, things that people have questions about. UFOs and conspiracies, always a good one. Elon Musk, always a good one. He's always highly searchable. And so utilizing a content strategy that's based off of what is trending is always a good way to get quick and easy views.
Everyone is talking about it.
Number five, whoever's clipping Joe's content is keeping his content short, concise, and very bingeable. So they clip individual segments of his podcast that have high interest and high appeal, and then that's all that they put into those clips. What happens a lot of times with podcast hosts is they cover a variety of topics. If you post a 45-minute podcast on your YouTube channel, and it has 7 different topics in it, it's going to be very difficult for the YouTube algorithm to categorize that piece of content based off of what is being said in the audio. Joe's team knows this, and they clip each individual segment so that way it has standalone value. If you give your content standalone value, it'll be much easier for the YouTube algorithm to categorize your channel. All right, now, if you pay attention to nothing but this next part, then you're gonna be in great shape. Joe's super secret tactics for growing a YouTube audience. Here it is, you guys, branding. Joe has mastered the art of personal branding. Now, this is a concept that falls upon a lot of deaf ears in the YouTube community. A lot of YouTubers don't understand the importance of building a personal brand, and they don't, a lot of the times, just don't know how to do it. What ultimately ends up happening, though, with a lot of YouTubers is they stumble upon a personal brand, or they're just very, very simple types of people.
What are you trying to say?
Who only have one type of personality.
Mine's pretty simple.
And they get really good at presenting themselves in that most authentic form and fashion.
It's what I'm good at.
And then that becomes their personal brand. But regarding Joe, he has mastered this art, and that is what has made him an A-list entertainer. Joe has established his personal brand and taken it to incredible levels because of a few certain things. Number one, Joe is polarizing. Joe has built his brand around giving his opinion whether people like it or not. For those of you who have created content in any form or fashion, you know that when you give an opinion, there will always be backlash no matter what that opinion is. If you like pineapple on your pizza, you have to understand you are going to get heat for it by some people who think that that's disgusting. If you're good at creating content and don't care about polarizing an audience, giving your opinion is an excellent way of creating a personal brand that will stand out among other people. Think about it like this. Donald Trump. What did you think of when I said that name? Half of you probably hate that name. Half of you probably love that name. Donald Trump is one of the most polarizing figures in modern American history. And he did that
on purpose.
He found an audience that he could represent and that would rally behind him. And he polarized them to the point where they either love him or hate him. Now, I wouldn't always recommend going to that level, but if you've watched Joe Rogan for a while, you probably agreed and disagreed with a lot of what he says.
This is a weird time to be alive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting weirder too.
And that's a good thing for a personal brand. You just have to have the stomach for it. And that's a great segment into number 2. He says what everybody wants to say, but most people are afraid to say. Again, polarizing, but at the same time, it gives a whole lot of people courage to voice their opinions. And if you look at the number of shares that he gets on his content, especially on TikTok and Shorts, people will take that content because they're too afraid to say it, and they will use Joe Rogan as their own personal voice.
No, he said it, not me.
If you can create content that is the voice for your audience, the deepest thoughts that these people are having, and they end up sharing them, that's a great way to build your personal brand because people are communicating through you. And number 3, he doesn't try to be a YouTuber. He is unapologetically himself. How many of you guys have seen a brand new YouTuber come out and the first thing they say is,
"Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I don't have a whole lot of subscribers, but like, comment, subscribe."
You know, that type of thing. It's very cliche. The messaging is very cliche. Joe never did that. He came onto YouTube strictly with his clips, and he has dominated because he is unique. If you guys want to be successful on YouTube as a brand, be unique. Remember when I did that video about blenders? How unique was Blendtec with the way that they created their content? They just grab their blenders, throw random things into them to test the durability of their blades and the strength of their blenders, whereas Vitamix and Ninja did not. Remember? They were unique. They crushed it. They blew up a YouTube channel, have almost 1 million subscribers, and just destroyed their competition on YouTube. If you want to destroy your competition on YouTube, you need to be unapologetically you, and you need to create content that is unique. If you do that, you will crush it. All right, guys, check out this video right here if you want to learn how to earn revenue very, very quickly on YouTube. We'll see you on the next one.